Right, another game of chess. Took me a while to find a game. And here we get to try my d6 against d4. And I wonder if he's going to go to the end game. He does. Okay, well, let's see if we can showcase that it's not as bad as it seems. Because most people don't want to move their king like this, but I think it's actually supposedly pretty good for me. Just get a few opening moves in. By pretty good, it's even. But it's even and slightly pleasant for me, I feel. Because I get developed easily. And his bishop's behind his pawn. And my king can always hide. Now, the thing is, there's slightly different ways to play it, and I don't know what the right way is. I think my knight's coming here is good. I know if very early on he plays this, I'm supposed to play this. I think that's what confuses me. I'm never quite sure which way to go with a knight or pawn. I think I can start with this move because this is flexibility. Now, at some point, he will attack me. And I think probably I have to take the knight. It's not something you normally want to do, is swap a knight for a bishop. But his bishop ends up eyeing this pawn, which I can reinforce. Not the best of bishops. Okay, so this move. Now this is another thing, because there's an option of getting pawn here, getting king here, or stepping king here. Either way, the king you use as an endgame piece. I think I'm supposed to play this, and then perhaps get my king here. Not what I normally do, but let's try it out. I mean, it's a plumb even game, really. But let's see what we can do. Dum, 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 dum. This is a move. The good thing about this is it restricts his knight, which is maybe desirable. What am I doing when he puts a question to my bishop? Not sure. This would be a lovely square. I think this can't be wrong, so let's go with this for now. This knight now looks a bit clumsy. Right, so I need to decide, am I taking this knight? Why are we retreating? Retreating seems a little bit wrong. If I take, he takes, and then I secure this, he can still push. But that's probably okay. I think I take the knight. I would like to check afterwards with the engine. Does it approve of taking the knight? I need to be a bit careful of this pawn. Right now it's under attack because the knight is pinned. So the question's here or here, and probably here. Yeah. Now, when I'm playing quick games, and I play this kind of opening, I've often got an advantage by now, because people go wrong when they're playing very quickly. He is playing very quickly, and he's not going wrong. Russians, they're very good at chess, it seems. This move, eh? can't move my knight here because this is under attack. This knight's not doing very much. Here to here doesn't really offer very much. Here to here, he can just kick it away. I would even kind of lost. These are the kind of positions I want to get better at, though, because they're very, very equal, but also, if you play them right, you can outmaneuver people. But that is playing them right. Now, at some point, here, softening up this king side, which is queen side, but it's king side because both our kings are here, maybe. I don't like that this pawn is so loose right now. I kind of want to get this pawn here, but I don't know where to put my knight. I would also like a rook here. And the problem is this rook I probably want here. I know this is a plan at some point. Can he attack this pawn again? Because this is my weakness right now. I'm going to do this just because once upon a time I looked at an engine and it suggested to move this pawn up. Not really sure why. We will examine this and have a look. I think eventually you can soften up this side as well. He's done well of covering his weak squares, which is what often people go wrong with. He's got a minor advantage in that he's got the bishop pair right now. Having said that, it's a relatively cleared position, so the knights might be okay. This knight needs to find a better home. This knight here one day would be nice. Where can I get this knight to? I don't even see a good place for it, to be honest. Maybe this forward here and then here. And then if this ever happens, I've got it covered. Ooh, maybe that's an idea. This knight here would look better if it couldn't be kicked. Although he covers that square right now. If I push forward and he presses, it's probably okay for him. But then maybe I push again and just restrict his bishop. Push, give myself a square. Can't come in here now is the problem. His knight's not really threatening much here. I think this is okay. I don't know. See, that seems like a slightly nothing move. Maybe I can even expand further. Here, he takes. I take the pawn. The good thing about that position is I've got more space. And I've always got something to push in and weaken up his king side here. He's protecting the bishop, does that matter? Don't know. He's always got this check which doesn't seem to do anything. I always have to watch out for sacrifices here. If I go here, does he have a sacrifice here? I mean, I can just take it. He gets this pawn. But surely a rook for a knight and a pawn is okay. Bishop is not doing a huge amount. If I get this knight in, get this pawn to reinforce. If I come here and he attacks me straight away, I don't really have en passant. So I'd have to either come back or go in. Going in, he takes, I take, and then he's on this pawn. I don't like that very much. So maybe I do reinforce here. Clamp down on this square slightly. Here, then eventually here, here. Then if he takes, always got this, and then I get an open file. Here, here. He does end up with a weak backwards pawn. I don't have time. Let's just go for it. Is this ever a good move? Maybe. If he takes, I get my knight to a juicy square. If he doesn't take, yeah, it might be something. Hmm. This does feel a little bit vulnerable, not gonna lie. My bishop completely doesn't have squares. He has gone for this. So this is a weak backwards pawn that I cannot access at the moment. Is this a move I should be playing? It gives the knight this square, and he comes in here, but it doesn't look brilliant. But also if I just let him come here, it's very, very closed. Still want to get my knight here. I can't. My knight here, but I can't. I don't think I can allow him to get his knight here, so I think for now we're going to have to keep that. So then what the hell am I doing? Do I ever have a sacrifice? Doesn't really do very much. Sacrifice this way also doesn't do very much. What about sacrifice this way and take the knight? I'm threatening here, which is a fork, and here, which is a fork. Can he protect against both of those? Wait, can he protect against both of those? Here, here, here. One threat, two threats. Can't take this pawn. This bishop can cover one of the threats, but not both of the threats. If he moves his king, I've still got this threat. Am I missing a move? What has he got? What has he got? What has he got? Because otherwise this might be good. Take, take, take. Rook here, check. I think that works out for me. What other possibly moves does he have? I've only got 6 minutes. I'm going to go for it because I don't have enough time. I'm hoping I'm not missing something. I very possibly am missing something. But let's see. Because I've got a double threat now. And if I manage to get a rook for a knight and not lose anything, I think I'm slightly ahead. Only slightly. So the question is, does he have a move here that I've not been able to spot? I still don't see it. Maybe I found a juicy tactic. He can get quite a lot of compensation, is the only thing. Something like this. I would have to come in here. I am threatening this, but then he comes here and then he's on this pawn. I take the rook, he takes my knight. But then I've got this pawn double attacked, which I can just defend. Okay, okay. Okay. That seems okay. What other move does he have? If he comes here, just check. Oh shit, I've seen a move. No, it's okay. Oh, thank God. I saw this move, and then he's x-raying this. But I've got check, and I can take the rook. That still holds. God, that's exactly the kind of sneaky move that I would miss. He's looking. If this works out, I'm pretty proud of this, because this was like a little bit of a hidden tactic. And it's exactly the kind of thing I need to be spotting more frequently. The problem I have is, even now, I'm not 100% sure I'm not missing something. But that's calculation for you, isn't it? I do feel like my position is a little bit loose, having this and this undefended. If he comes here, check. He's got to move the king. I take the rook, and he has to take the knight. And then I just defend. So, yeah, I don't think... He is one pawn up at the moment in material, but if I get a rook for a knight, that swings in my favour, and my position still looks solid, and a pawn majority on the king's side. Why do I get nervous when I record chess? If I wasn't recording this, I wouldn't be feeling nervous. Okay, so this move, I was just going to do this, which forks these two. He comes here. I mean, I've got to take the rook. Does he have a different move other than taking? I don't think so. Right, let's just go for it. I don't have the time to waste. See, that I didn't think about. But is it doing anything? I mean, I'm just material up now, aren't I? Well, this is good for me, surely. I'm just going to defend. And then we've got to win this endgame. So I've got 2 rooks, he's got 3 pieces, but I've got extra pawns as well. So what I need to be very, very careful of is where these bishops are. And he's coming straight to the light squares, which is good for him. Okay, so how do we win this? It's still going to be difficult because I'm probably going to have to sacrifice a rook for a piece, and then we're very even. This bishop is bad at the moment. It would be nice to keep it bad. It wants to come here. Maybe I should be shutting it down. he is going to come on these juicy light squares. Maybe just here, and then if he comes here, I've always got this. And then my king can be safe on the dark squares, and then I get my rooks on the open file. I don't have much time. I'm going to have to play a little bit on instinct here. This is my problem. I get my little bit of an advantage. And I've got my winning position. But actually winning it, when I've got half the time, does become very difficult. Even now, every move is bloody key. I don't think this is as easy to win as it should be. I think let's just keep improving with pawn moves. I need to get my rooks doubled up on this file, and then I somehow need to get my rooks in behind. But it is easier said than done. He's not threatening any sacrifice that I can see. I think it's time to bring my rooks in. He's coming with his knight here. His knight doesn't actually have a place right now. I feel very stressed because I feel like I've definitely got a winning position. Oh, he's on this bloody piece. Can I let him have it? Here, check. He just goes back. Man, it's actually very awkward. The natural move here does give him this knight square. Does that matter? It kind of matters. I don't like this. I should be winning, but I don't know how. I'm going to have to find a good way to sacrifice. I really don't want to let his knight in. I think I passively defend temporarily with the rook. And then I maybe have to re-own and take my king here to defend this pawn. And then get the file. This is gonna... I've got 4 minutes in a slow maneuvering game where any minor blunder and I throw away all of my advantage. And my advantage is tricky at best. Now I think I probably have to come here, which gives him a knight square here. God, he's playing well. Don't like this. Don't like it when my people play well. If I go forward, he's just going to come back and then get this square. Maybe that's okay, because maybe then I've got time to get here. I think I've got to do that. I've got to let him get that square. Oh no, but then he's got this square. Shit. Okay, I didn't see that square. I was focused on this square. Now I don't have time. I don't see a frigging way. I don't like this. Why am I so bad? Why am I so bad? Like, it shouldn't be this difficult to win this game, and I've made a real hash of it. I'm going to lose this game. I don't even have any good sacrifices. Do I really have to bring my rook in here? I feel like this is going to become a sad game. I might just have to accept a draw just because I can't figure it out. I think I'm going to have to let his knight come in, and then I just can't break his position. I think I'm going to have to accept it. I can't see. I don't have time. I need to change mindset that I'm fishing for a draw now. I don't see how to break it. There's potentially a break here and get my rooks in this way, but it's not easy. Man, end game technique. For sure there was a way to win this. So this is the kind of game I really need to study and work out what was the plan. It's the time pressure. I get myself into this time pressure. He's played this move, the little shit. He's too good. I think I've just got to go for a draw. I don't see a way. There isn't a way. I'm just going to have to go for a draw. I don't think he can do anything. But there's just no break now. This is never going to be a move. This is a depressing game. I found my tactic. I got my advantage. Somehow I completely messed it up. To be fair, like, he actually had a good setup to try and fight for this draw. I shouldn't have pushed this pawn forward. I was all focused on this square that his knight comes in, and I thought I had time to get my rooks behind. I completely overlooked that I gave him this square. I think I've just got to move my rooks back and forward. Just need to make sure that they're... I don't have time now. I think we just have to try and repeat moves and probably hope he accepts a draw. Otherwise, he's just going to beat me on time. He does have a check here. I just move out of the way. I literally can't do anything. I don't think he can do anything either. Maybe I should just move my king. I just need to make sure I don't blunder. There's no breaks. That's the problem. So I can't get my rooks behind. The sacrifice doesn't do anything. Right, a draw. At least I didn't lose. I mean, this is exactly the kind of game I just give up because I'm so disgusted with myself. And let's have a look at the game. I feel kind of gutted because basically this draw is a loss because I managed to get my advantage and then I just couldn't convert. But let's have a look. You will see that at the beginning of the game, despite me moving my king, the engine thinks it's quite okay for black. And I think I managed to build a steady advantage. That I just couldn't convert it. But it looks like I blundered at some point, significantly. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. What a graph. So it was very, 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 very pleasant for me. I got my advantage. I then somehow blundered completely. That was when I did my sacrifice. So there was a defense, and neither of us saw what the defense was. That is depressing. That's really depressing. I thought it was a good sacrifice. No. And then I got my reasonable advantage, and then I just couldn't find the right way. Both of us with similar accuracy. I guess a draw is a good result. Right, let's go through it then. So we played my d6. I think this is called the rat defense, but I don't know that much about it. But we get this position here, and if you look, the engine thinks it's plumb normal. So basically it thinks we've equalized. And if he takes the queen, which most people do, it's plumb normal, basically in my favor. But basically that's plumb normal. I did what I remembered, and then I played the wrong move here. So it wants me to bring the knight first. I need to try and remember this. Okay, so next knight first. I brought the bishop, which is okay. He defended with the bishop, and as you see, like, it ever so slightly favours me as black, despite being a move behind. So it can't be a bad opening. I didn't like this knight coming here particularly. Wants me to bring the other knight. See, the order of which pieces to bring out, I still don't understand. He castled, it's still pleasantly okay for me. I eventually brought my knight out. He defended. And look, the engine's already suggesting... Oh no, it's suggesting a5, not h. I was thinking this one. Never mind. I did this move. He attacked my bishop, and then he wants me to bring my bishop back. No! Okay, so it does want me to save the bishop. Taking is not the end of the world. It's still even. But actually, it thinks I've got an ever so slight advantage if I come back. That's interesting. Try and remember that for next time. But all of this seemed okay. We were even. Even. Does it like this move? No, it wants me to bring this move instead. It doesn't dislike it. Brought the knight out. I push forward. Does it like that move? Still doesn't like that move. I mean, it doesn't dislike it, so that's okay. Brought the king forward. This keeps me wanting me to play this. I did think about this, but I just couldn't work out what it was actually doing, so I didn't play it. It doesn't dislike my g5, and it does dislike this. And it wants me to take the pawn. It wants me to take the pawn. It takes here, and then go g4, then take, and then I've got these similar tactics. Although it can defend, but that does look like a nice position. It's not massively. I've got two rocks on open files. He's got a weak pawn here. My king is completely safe. His bishop is stacked behind his own pawns. That is a nice position. I'll give you that. Why did I think that was not possible? I think earlier on I'd looked at it. I don't know. I misjudged it. But I took here thinking I've got a nice juicy tactic, but apparently it doesn't work. So let's work out why the hell it doesn't work. Oh, you bastards. You can just do this. Damn it. There's always a defense. There's always a defense. I was looking at every possible bloody move. He just moves this rook out of the way because this is the rook that's the problem rook. And then I've sacrificed for no reason. You feel such a fool when the computer points it out to you. That is so depressing. I was checking and checking and checking and checking. I had all these... If he comes here, then I'm... Wait, am I still not winning? Really? He played exactly the right way. What? So it actually doesn't think I'm ahead. It thinks I'm even. But this was a blunder. What was he supposed to do? Rook to g1. Interesting. Man, we both suck. But I suck a little bit more, I think. I don't feel so bad about drawing now. I completely went wrong. But now I got my advantage because he let me get the rook. And it doesn't like this simple consolidating move? Really? Computers are just too good. It wants me to move my rook here for some reason and give up this pawn. Oh, bloody hell. I mean, no human's ever going to do that. Why would I give up a pawn for free? So I didn't give up a pawn for free, which makes it more easy for him to draw. He played the right move. See, my advantage is not that good. Even though I've got a rook for a knight, even though I'm +3 in material, I'm only -1 on position. It's actually a very difficult game to win. I thought it was easier to win than I imagined. Doesn't like me bringing the rook. Wants me to keep pushing with the pawns here. I think this is just too difficult. So I'm slowly bleeding away my advantage. And now it's plumb even again, despite me being +3 in material. He's just done a good job. I think it was just a very difficult game to win. And then it wants me to bring my other rook and just give up that pawn. It wants me to play b5. I thought about b5, but now it's just even. And even though I've got 3 extra points of material, it's just plumb even, and I couldn't find a way. And we just went for a draw. Bit of an anticlimactic game, really, isn't it? So my brilliancy was not even a brilliancy. But I blundered my way into an advantage. But then it was too difficult for me to work it all out. Then he had this simple move, the one move in a position that holds it all together. Both of us missed it. But that would have been a cold shower. But even when I managed to get my advantage, even this isn't an advantage if he plays it correctly. This was his... He did a big blunder here. Wait, it doesn't want me to take the rook. There's this move, which deflects the bishop from the rook. And he's got to do this. And then I bring my bishop. What? Then it wants me to do this, which threatens this check. Then he checks. Then I move my king in. Then he attacks my knight. And then I take a pawn. And then he blocks. And then I bring my knight back. Where the hell is this -4? I don't understand. I still don't understand. Brings the knight in. Takes with the rook. Material's like basically even, but somehow it's a -4 position and I still don't understand. I'm going forward. I want to know why. Why is this so good? I mean, I guess it's you've got 2 pawns and you're going to queen one of them. And somehow the engine already sees you can't stop that. I'm playing it out. I want to know what happens. Because I still don't know how I would win this. Bring the other rook. Pawn up. Rook down. Knight in. This is insane. Like, this is -5, but the pieces are all even. It doesn't look... I would never say this was -5. I still don't know what's happening. He's defending everything. I mean, granted, his position is passive. I don't get it. Please show me some decisive move that finally ends my torture of not understanding. Really? It's just getting these pawns through, isn't it? And then he's got to sacrifice, because otherwise they win. And then he gets this. And then I get the bishop, maybe? And somehow the engine sees all of this. And it realizes it's a winning endgame. I presume I could just sacrifice this and still win? I could sacrifice this and still win. It just sees all the way from right back here that black has a winning endgame. That's why this is an engine. And it's overpowered. Because it doesn't make sense to me. Right, I should stop recording this. This just breaks my heart. I will never be this good. These are exactly the kind of games I don't like. Me thinking I'm doing a good tactic, turning out that no, I completely overlook something, into me completely getting an advantage, into me slowly dwindling away my absolute advantage. Having said that, it was bloody difficult. But I suppose it was an interesting game. Right? I don't know what to say about this. I hope you guys enjoyed.